ain't got no worries. See them shows keep me up, so I ain't got no worries.
Hi, y'all.
I ain't got no worries. Just see money right there. Right there. That's that me. Right there.
Soon enough, I know I am going to have to start putting videos like exclusively on my website, and they just added the feature for me to be able to have unlimited bandwidth where I can load my own videos on there. Originally, they had me loading the videos on YouTube and then putting the link on the website, which was ghetto. But if I start doing their little program, a little offer thing, then I don't have to worry about the music I play in the beginning, or if I want to show you guys movie clips or anything, because that would really be helpful with what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm in a wonderful mood. I ain't got no worries. So I came on here for something specific. I actually know what I'm here for today, guys. But I noticed something, and I'm gonna pull while y'all are on here before I get into my message. So just know y'all will be seeing a lot more of me, period, as I am working on fixing this heart thing. And I didn't know anger was stored in your heart, guys. It turns out that that feeling I thought was sadness, it was rage. Rage that was suppressed because I'm such an understanding person. So I never like actually get mad at anybody, or I thought I didn't get mad at anybody. But it's more like I get mad, but then I reason it. So the anger just sort of like it doesn't go anywhere. And it's been sitting in my heart. So now I have a whole bunch of extra energy that I need to transmute through creative things. So you guys will be seeing me making videos and such. So this weekend, I am in the hole. And by that, I mean, I'm going to be filming. I guess that's technically what this is. Filming all weekend. My sister is coming to get my babies. So I don't have to get interrupted. So I have what we call ADHD in this realm. If I am here in my workspace trying to boss it out, and one of my babies comes in here because they have a problem or they need something, immediately I get distracted and I do that. And then I try to come back here and it's like I can't ever get in the same flow again. Once I had to help my baby solve something, I used to put them off when I was a wedding photographer. I learned a very powerful lesson from that. By the time I got done with wedding photography, when I had no choice but to like go back to mom mode, because I had been pretty much Angelica's mom is what I turned into. I just brought them stuff all the time. I didn't really have time to answer questions and do stuff with them, but I could buy them a lot of stuff because I had money. They all had changed a little bit. Like I went to see the live Cinderella with them, and like while I was watching, I was like, oh my goodness, my children are not kind anymore. I didn't realize like how they had got, because they had only been in their masculine energy or whatever the case may be, or raised by, focused on during that time. So me losing my job as a wedding photographer humbled me in a way that allowed me to do this job better. I am always going to stop if my babies need me for something, and that might cost me a refund or two, but at least I know at the end of the day, I did what I was supposed to do in my heart. Money can lead you in the wrong direction a lot of times. The thing about money is that when you do the right thing, the door opens up anyway. It starts pouring in. You just got to learn the lesson. So, anyways, I keep seeing monster-in-law. Is it on the screen now? Hold on, let me even see. Oh, I got this screen in front of that one, so I can't see. Yes, and I don't need to show you that, but it's even on the screen now. No matter how many times I refresh this screen, I keep seeing the movie Monster-in-Law, and I need to know what that is. Now, this I don't think necessarily has anything to do with you guys, but I didn't want to forget it because it hit me to do it at this moment. So why do I keep seeing Monster-in-Law? If I haven't seen Monster-in-Law, the theme is this woman comes across this dude and they fall in love and it's all extra quick and stuff. And his mom's like, what the fuck? Because the mom really relies on him for like everything in her life. Like this is her baby, her thing. So this woman coming in and marrying her son is not really what she wants. So she acts like she's going to be super helpful, but as she's being helpful, she's like purposely sabotaging everything along the way, which is why it's called Monster-in-Law. I don't want that message. So what is this for? What is this about? Jupiter. Should have known. This is supposed to be a window for unions to come together. In astrology, Jupiter is the husband in your natal chart. You can actually look into your Jupiter sign to find out more about who your spouse is supposed to be. Expansion, abundance, and it's actually, most people don't know, the ruler of like the Jesus sphere on the chart. They even got like a Jupiter tattoo, like it's on the top. Because yeah, that's the general energy. No, that's the feeling I just got off of this. When I looked at this, because for once this is a spread that I just pulled for myself. But my soul is blocking what the connection is here right now. But all I could feel was the no, like Kevin Hart, like, what is this? Okay, I know what question to ask that I can bypass myself. Why do I need to keep seeing this? Why did I need this message? Why was it so loud? I kept refreshing my screen and I can notice when something was like stuck. No, it kept moving up every time. I went to my TV and like went to my regular stuff on there also because I had my sound stuff that I listen to, my meditations, my videos that I put on here. Like YouTube is like my hub of my little channel. So when I went on TV and I noticed the same thing, Monster Alarm, I'm like, why did I need to know this? This is like a clue for the future for my subconscious to already start unraveling. The fuck that mean? Don't y'all like how I'm like when it comes to my own messages? But that's how it is. It's so cruel. And I think to my advantage, this is why I get readings or I get hired by other readers to do readings so often. Because when it comes to yourself, there are certain things that are like blocks that you are getting over. And I'm realizing a lot of them are like past life stuff. Like you have to solve the mystery or figure out the clue in order for that door to open for you. When you hire a reader, that reader doesn't have the same block as you. They're literally just being a funnel for the energy. They don't have like like if you got burned at the stake, when you go to pull cards on why am I afraid of such and such, you will freeze up on the answer if you're still like scarred from the burning. You know what I mean? The same thing happens if you have love issues. You would have a hard time reading any love stuff. And being as I keep talking about my heart stuff, I'm gonna guess that's the issue. I never get anything right on my own personal love readings. I can get it for work and other weird things, but not love. So this, I'm gonna say this is centered around that, and I'm just supposed to keep that little piece in the back of my head for whatever is next. That Jupiter thing I was talking about is for everybody though. We're supposed to be coming in union in a wave, and this is not like my own channel. I noticed all the readers suddenly got one, which is another sign that lets me know that my love thing is messed up. I cannot discern my own love life. Well, that's probably handy to know. That means I can't never trust. I can't never trust. That's so ghetto, right? I can't never trust my own love readings on myself. Well, that's rough. Okay. Well, interestingly enough, I was getting on here because I was getting the feeling or the energy of like a question. But is that a question? It was like, I want to know what love is or what is love? And it was in a very Joe Black way. If you have not seen the movie Meet Joe Black, let me see if it's still free on YouTube, y'all. You need to see Meet Joe Black. That's like top 10, one of my favorites. Like I watch it every time it comes on. Very few movies make me cry. And that one like gets me every time. Like, why? Maybe it's Brad Pitt. Nah, they charging for it now. Y'all gonna have to find it free on Tubi or something. But it's amazing. Meet Joe Black was the feeling that I was sort of feeling. I started summing it up to a general masculine energy feeling. So if I could get some guys to comment on it, that would be great. It seems like maybe in general, there's a large collective of guys who are tired of sowing their oats. But the question of what is love? What are the components of love? What does love feel like? What does it look like? What does it taste like? What is the emotion like? Because you can't hold it, but you can feel it. What is the feeling? Has somebody been struck by the love bug? Ooh, hold on, I'm about to cheat. And by cheat, I mean I'm about to put on my frequency. Because right now I am deeply in my Aisha. So I'm just, oh, should I do a love frequency? Love frequency. You love how I be like answering my own self, but I think it's because I'm just hearing like my higher self. Give me clues on what's the best thing to do. So the funniest shit happened, guys. Right. So I told y'all I found a way to block my astral hubby or spirit hubby, right? So it's been, right, or it was until I started doing heart work. I tried to go to sleep too. And let me show y'all. Just so y'all can do your own stuffs. Bowls, that's what it was. So where is it at? Because the one I was on was, there it goes. So blocked, right? Like, and by blocked means I can see the messages, but I'm just like, and then after a while it fades out of your particular whatever that thing I taught you about was, right? If you've been watching the videos, I hope you remember that thing when I was showing y'all there's a part of your brain that focuses on what you want to focus on. And when you show you don't want to focus on it, then those things tend to fade out. Reticular something is brain stuff. I don't do brain science. But when I started recognizing, like, hold on, when I was focusing on my healing, my heart ain't right, I found this love chakra thing, right? So in the beginning of it, it tells you that this is for healing your own stuff. There's no magic frequency for love, but it tells you like this was a healing of the areas in you that have been damaged by love. And through this, like it's supposed to line you up, right? Y'all, I wanted to sleep on it. And I noticed I wasn't like all the way asleep, but I'm like, this is cool. This is a great vibe. So I'm like that for like hours. Like I very rarely go all the way to sleep. I just go into a really deep trance. Like it used to kill my siblings because they had this thing about trying to scare people when they would sleep. They would always sneak in my room and try to get real close. And I'd be like, did you think you did it this time? I look like I'm asleep, but I'm not ever really sleep. It's very rare. I actually have to drug myself to go to sleep. I have to take melatonin if I want to be completely knocked out. Weird TMI moment. But as good as and close to sleep as I can get, y'all, this nigga slid in on the beat. And I had to say this nigga because this was like some smooth shit. It's like I'm stuck like in sort of sleep paralysis because that's the trance thing. I'm in like that mode, that feeling when your body's asleep, but your mind is awake, right? That's that's how I be asleep. I'm a vampire. Isn't that weird? That seems very vampiric. But I like actually sensed him slide in on the wave. Now, keep in mind, I'm paralyzed. I can't do nothing about it. I was done by that. Told my ass up. He got me, just whatever. So the next morning when I woke up, I'm like, right? But then I'm thinking, like, hold on, that was the vibration of love. That's the frequency of love. He could not have came through if he was not a match for love. So I stopped listening to that one because I'm still not dealing with this. You show up as a human, or I'm not talking to you anymore. Got me looking like I'm dealing with like drop dead Fred. Like I'm trying to talk to people and I hear this nigga in my ear and I'm trying not to laugh because he's clowning. No, you're gonna have me looking crazy, get me locked up because you won't stop talking to me in spirit. Come in person. So I started listening to another heart frequency like this, right? I didn't have the same result, right? But when I woke up the next morning after I started using this one, I heard Mario in my head, but it was crying out for me. And the chorus for that song is "I can hear your heart crying out for me," and I'm like, "Leave me the fuck alone!" Oh, so with that being said, if there is somebody that is in alignment with your pairing right now, what's happening? Even if y'all don't know each other, it's like this: as y'all are going through your own journey, there's no way around it. The more you heal you, the more they heal because y'all are technically on a chord together, and your frequencies will just make you run into each other somewhere. Just it's lined up like it's supposed to be. But a bunch of these lineups are happening within the next couple months. They've already been happening. I've had plenty of clients who were in one relationship. Now they're in a completely different one. 2 years ago, they were in a marriage with somebody, and now they're remarried with a baby. Like, it's a lot of stuff that really has been picking up like this. But back to the original thought of the wave in general that has been coming through. I guess in the male awakening energy, because what's going to happen is the guys are going to get with, or the masculine energies are going to get with the feminine energies that are capable of holding space for what still needs to be healed in them through love, through pure love. Like the parts of them that they can't accept are what is meant to be healed by this group of feminine energies over here. Oh, and in this moment, you know what just popped in my head? And I hate to do this because I've been trying like to not reference this, but it is what it is right now. Okay, so say there is, I don't want to reference this person because like it's celebrity stuff. Say, oh, I could use a client thing. Got it. All right, so I ain't even got to go there. I had a client who had a husband, wonderful life and everything together. But the issue is her husband had a secret drug addiction, right? She didn't understand why no matter how good they did or anything, he would go back to this, and it was really tearing their connection apart. So she came to me to find out why. I had to explain to her that he was touched. And it wasn't even at necessarily a younger age. It was like teen, adolescence, but not sharing that with anybody or not being able to process what happened or his feelings behind it makes him go to the drugs whenever there's a concern or something that triggers that situation to come back up in him. So fast forward about a year after I gave her a timeline of when she needed to mention it to him, when they needed to go on vacation, just like a whole little healing plan. They are better than ever. They were able to discuss it. She loved him through it, and he is taking it day by day. That is supposed to be what's about to happen. You are going to be loving the parts of somebody that they couldn't even love themselves. And it's really intense because I think it's even the superficial idea of love is what this world puts in your face, right? As awkward and strange as this is about to sound, there's like this J. Cole song, right? Where he says this line, he wanted that Jada or that Will love, right? Eventually, after all the stuff about them came out, he took that line out of the song when he started performing it. What they're doing is actually what real love looks like at some level. It's the level of acceptance between both people and not being willing to give up on each other. Now, in some cases, it can go toxic and things like that. I'm not going to get into their dynamic, but the idea of forgiveness because you both committed to one main goal, and that was to be together as you both grew together, for better or for worse, no matter what that worse is, just as long as you knew up front. That's why you're supposed to court each other without the sex, which is like literally a whole drug that gets released in both your bodies when you get together that glazes over the thing. That's why you're supposed to wait till marriage. You're supposed to have that honeymoon glaze and not through the relationship when you're supposed to be actually learning if this is the person that I want to grow with. What can I see this person growing into? Do they match my vibe or what I want to grow into? Are they going to stop me for what I want to do? Are my dreams and my goals too big for this person? Are they going to be jealous as I'm trying to do my thing? Like there are many things that you would think about or focus on while dating if that little lube of ecstasy wasn't thrown in there. The right people will find each other. That's what just came to me because myself was like, I'm nervous for this generation finding their partner. You talk about over the next course of the next year and a half, people were supposed to pair up with their mate. Like there are going to be a whole bunch of unexpected weddings and elopements because like somebody's going to find the one and they're going to know when y'all are locking in because the world needs to shine the light of love everywhere. And it's mainly done through couples, through pairs. You might find a creative partner that locks in. You might find a pet and start a pet channel and just show other people how to care for their babies. I don't know. You're just locking into love over the course of the next couple months. So maybe that's why the awakening vibe, and I forgot to turn on my art music. I'm about to do it now. That's why the vibe I'm getting from the male energy is, what even is love? Have I been in love? I thought I was in love. but maybe that wasn't love because it didn't last. Doesn't love last? Like it feels very questioning. And then the commercial that just went by me is Dolce Gabbana, devotion. Is that the test? What is the test for the lovers? What is the test for the lovers? Okay, so part of that whole 144,000, 72,000 thing is the lovers. Pairs coming together into gamic union. That's nice to know. I'm going to take that devotion as a sign. Since we were literally just up here talking about what real unconditional love is that you're supposed to demonstrate in a relationship. I kept asking, what was the sacred timeline? I'm trying to fix the sound on here, guys. That's why I look like this. Oh, it was going to my baby's headphones. What the sacred timeline was. I noticed on a bunch of multiverse movies, they would always reference that there are a million different possibilities, but there is always one sacred timeline that goes through the middle that has canon events, which are events that cannot be missed or rewritten or anything, like based upon the original timeline. That's what the sacred timeline is, right? The sacred timeline, guys, is happily ever after. The storyline that's every Disney movie. You go through all these things, but at the end, whatever it was that you were going for, you come back around to in some way. The hero's tale, that's the sacred timeline. So Moana, what did she want to do? See how far she could go. She did a big mission thing and she came back and she was happy to rule afterwards, but she had just wanted to see something in life. That is sowing your oats. And I believe that for the masculine energy, that is necessary for them to be able to settle into a relationship where they can express devotion. They had to go out there and see all the sights and realize, like, hey, that ain't it forever. Although some of them do choose to go the Hefner route, I guess. I wonder what's going to happen with that guy. Like, will he come back? Will he get a wife? Like, right? So I am going to tap into the masculine energy. Let me turn this up a little bit, guys. And I love this new video thing they got me doing because like it's a surprise for all of us. What are we doing today? Oh, as a matter of fact, I was going to use this deck, my Astro code, but when I came to the computer, the first message I got is don't do that. I had this sitting here. It was to use this. So this is my Chronicles of Destiny book, right? It's actually tarot cards. It says fortune cards on it. I got this in person. That's why this one is special to me. I went to the store and when I saw it, I fell in love because it looks like a book and y'all know how I feel about books. So I got this and even inside it starts with a little, and then it has, and you can find it on Amazon too. I just happened to find it in person. A lovely book because it tells the storyline. Like it's the hero's tale. Every card represents a different level, a different area, a different lesson or stage or character you're playing in the hero's journey and all of the different possibilities for the hero's journey. So in the sacred timeline being happily ever after and everything else just being how you get there. Like the difference between the Snow White story and Sleeping Beauty. Imagine those are the same characters, two different timelines. Both had to go to sleep and wait for the prince in some way, but everything that happened before that was different, but same sort of ending, right? So you are picking or lining up vibrationally with what ending you want for love. Because happily ever after is however you find love. Sorry, my lips are dry. I keep licking y'all. Since I stopped smoking, like my mouth is always dry. Like, isn't that weird? Like it's fighting back against me. Like smoke. So, in the story of Guinevere, Arthur and Lancelot, sorry, Lancelot and Guinevere ended up both being in the church. Like Guinevere refused to date him, even though she was in love with him, because she felt bad about the fact that she cheated on her husband and then he died. She didn't even want her side dude anymore, but the side dude was so in love with her. He was like, if you're going to be a nun, which is what she decided to do, I'm going to be the preacher, baby. So technically, to the end of days, he was still there with her, even though he couldn't have her how he wanted. He just like, they still found their happily ever after in that story. So I feel very happy to share that with you guys, that there is a ending that is meant to be there at the bottom of every storyline. Even today, or I shared about my brother passing because it was really bothering me. I didn't understand why did, like, what was the life for if he just gonna die like that? Dead ass. That was my thought. Like, he died during his Saturn return, by the way. That was the thing that let me know this was something contractual that happened with his death. Because as soon as he died, I couldn't cry. I couldn't know. I had to get to the bottom of it. Something was up. He was reaped, and I needed to know. So it turns out my brother was a Libra rising, right? Right before he passed away, about 2 years before that, him and his wife had twins, right? Libra twins. So they had gotten so close that they merged and reproduced themselves. That was the end of his storyline. Like, anything else after that would have been wonderful. It would have been great. But did he complete his purpose and why he came here? Yes. Those twins are the pass on of him and his wife. And he named them Messiah and Amun or something. Like, there's something to that. I'll find out in the future. But every story does have an ending that lines up with something that was predestined, or each life connects to the next. There is no division. The story keeps going. And the sacred timeline is whatever your happily ever after is. I feel like once you feel good enough about your ending, you'll leave Jumanji. Everything before that, you're still hunting. You don't want to leave for a reason. So I'm gonna pull. Can I get one card about where the feminines are in this journey? Ooh, I knew this is about love, but I didn't know this was going like this, y'all. Interesting. Can I get one card about where the feminine energies are currently on this journey? I'm looking at. And can I get where the masculines are on this journey? I even pulled something the other day, like my ear buzzed. And it was like a feeling of somebody questioning something they were feeling. Like, hold on, is this love that I'm feeling? I'm feeling something for, and I don't know why I feel. So it's coming just all sorts of ways, like somebody trying to figure out love or understand love, but in a very Meet Joe Black way. It's very like emotionally detached. Like, when you're a girl, you're like, oh, am I in love? Is this love I'm feeling, right? But no, with the guy, with this energy, it's like, is it fear? Hold on, it might almost be fear. Hold on, I'm tickled. I'll dig into that in a moment. Because it's like, it's a general feeling, but I even feel it in like the guys that are in like the comments and stuff and on the page, a desire, a yearning, which is funny because the Christ sphere, the Thelatos, I know I'm saying that wrong, but that's one of the names that goes along with the wisdom spear on the tree of life, right? Is to long for, to question. The fact that Jesus ever wondered, or the energy of Jesus, or Christ Michael, or whoever, wondered what the thing he was feeling was, created the Holy Spirit in the first place. He wanted to embody that feeling that was in him. He couldn't get to it. So then he like formatted it, and it was a girl. Or it ended up being the feminine essence. That's why at some point in every masculine's life, after he's developed his identity, his of self and wisdom about who he is, then he starts to say, what is this? So hold on. Jesus, is that you? Maybe it's the Christ energy waking up. Okay, all right. Let me just look at what I pulled. So first four. Now I'm excited. Jesus be offense. So, ladies, get information. So I got sinking ship and the adventure. So letting go of what's not serving to get ready for what's next. There is a song for this. Wave, Megan Trainor. I'm not even gonna sing it. I'm not, because I hate singing on these things. It's not the same because I'm a singer and I take myself seriously. I can't just hop on here and start like, so I give y'all little pieces, and it's not even, it's my chicken head singing, which I also love. But Wave, like somebody's, or the general feminine energy is trying to get off of a boat that ain't going nowhere. It's the end. Let it burn, Usher. That's that's what I'm getting off of that, because something new is coming. But you can feel it. Even if you are already in a relationship that you're happy with, you can feel a new era beginning. Something's changing with your partner. Even if you're in a relationship, something is dying within them because there's something happened with the masculine energy. Oh, this is some tea, y'all. All of the guys are going through it. So Christ is trying to enter the planet. The energy of Christ is trying to enter any open heart of the guys that's available. And if it's a guy whose heart is like damaged or not already open, the energy of Christ is around them, trying to lead them towards the feminine counterpart that is a match that will help them open up their heart. Because what coming up next is a war era where the men are going to need to be in their Christ. They're going to need to be able to protect their homes. They're going to need to be able to stand up for their fellow man and be like what the idea of what every guy wants himself to be. This has nothing to do with the societal idea of a man or anything. This is like if you were to sit down and talk to a group of men, there would be a few common principles. And this is what I'm getting, that every man would say that he wanted for himself in his life. And those are the principles that connect to the Christ sphere, which is trying to break through here. So it's go time. That's so funny because earlier I saved. This is amazing. Y'all, when I'm in a good mood and I ain't got no worries, I turn into Barney. Like, wow. I just saved. I just can't wait to be king. And the message I got, and it was a recommended song. Look, like it came through my feed. And that's how I know when something is a message I need to notice. So I was like, some young man, and this is definitely a masculine body, who knew this song was for him when he was younger, is getting the message that it's go time. I just can't wait to be king. It's time to be king. But that goes with this. I think there are going to be several kings. And maybe that's not what the enemy was expecting. Maybe some of them are to make sure that the actual one is not found. And I think there's a gag about the actual one. I think it's some face-off business. And I can say that because ain't nobody really watching these videos. I ain't popular like that. So I can tell y'all my Jesus theories, that he did some face-off stuff. So nobody's going to expect the body that he's actually in to be the one. They're going to be looking for some Keanu Reeves, white Jesus, or somebody who has that demeanor. And that's not who he's in. Nah, So Christ is in the building. The Christ is trying to work his way in the building. That works the same as when I was saying to you guys that God said he has to work through the people. When Jesus energy and Sophia energy that they completely tried to wipe out comes in, it will come through the hives, through the people. And it's like the light will jump around through different people, different inventions, different songs, different, like it just out of nowhere, suddenly the world's going to be lit up when it looked like it was about to be one of the darkest times. And then the bad guys are going to be like, but it's the human bad guys, the out of the planet bad guys sort of know this is the plan, and they're looking for the sleeper people or looking for the ones that stand out or start riling up or getting the other ones any type of intelligence. So we're really in some prime time content on season Earth. If you were watching from Mars or one of the other planet colonies, because you get to watch Earth like a show from those places, you would be like unable to move from your seat. The Truman Show will help you understand what I mean by that. Enjoy the Truman Show with this perspective in mind. And you'll also notice that the person that is puppeteering the Truman Show is watching from the moon, which I think, I'm fairly sure is the gag here also. So what are the masculines going through at this time? Intermission. First is interlude. Ooh, that looked bad on this camera. Hold on. That's because these cards are beautiful. Y'all can't tell because of this camera, but the glow on them is messing up my little camera, y'all. But that does sort of look like Gringo Jesus also. And then I mentioned Arthur and Lancelot, and that's a sword. when I did that video and I explained to y'all that they were trying to attack the Michael line through the Arthur area, what was it, Ireland, the Celtic. This has something to do with that. The Arthur line, the bloodline of those who can find the Holy Grail. But isn't the Holy, according to the Da Vinci Code, the Holy Grail was his wife. But that matters too, because I now know that inside of the woman's womb is the ability to heal the hearts of the masculine. It's the womb, it's the celestial water. So therefore, it can be poured back into anything broken and heal it. But when the two come together, you create the philosopher's stone, the ability to solve and answer any question about life, which is like the ultimate wisdom. So that explains why the second card is mastery. So the dudes are taking a break to go within in preparation for the mastery that will come along with pairing with the feminine. Because this card is mastery, y'all can't see that, but there's a contract here. There's a contract here and a compass. What is that in the back? What I'm sensing here is, did y'all ever, depends on your age, I guess. There was a show on, I think Nickelodeon, where it was obstacle courses, but they was in the jungle. What is, I don't know the name of that show, but it was like a tiki man that was always talking. Somebody tell me the name of it if you remember. But the show, everybody would be in pairs, and y'all had to make it through the jungle, through the obstacle course to win a game. That feels like that's very significant in itself, because it was always two teammates and y'all had to answer certain questions, but y'all had to do everything together in strategy to figure it out. So the guys are getting ready for the obstacle course that comes along with being the lovers. That comes with the parent. So what are these two groups preparing to do together? This doesn't even matter if you're single. Like, this is the type of energy you can meet somebody, fall in love, and know, and then y'all are married like 3 months later. If even that. Some people can get married than that, quicker than that, or just lock in. It's already written. That's beautiful and crazy. Didn't I just say time is not going to matter? It says time flies. It's already written in the book of destiny. This one says book of destiny. That's the sacred timeline that this Phoenix era is meant to happen. That's a surprise to the people outside. The geniuses and stuff that they've been nervous about being born, so much so that they started putting stuff into the immunizations and all that stuff, try to make sure that everybody has ADD and all these things to slow down that the way they think, the awakening they were trying to stop from the inside can't be stopped because it was spiritual. The guys have been dormant still. It's like a whole bunch of ladies woke up during the last couple of years, but the guys were still dormant because they were like being hunted or like preyed upon, just to make sure the guys are in the lowest states possible, which I could see by scrolling Instagram, right? To make sure the guys were completely messed up in the love department, but they didn't know that the women are actually going to come and tap their dudes in, and then the dudes are going to Phoenix. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gate opens. And then look at this. He goes from down on his knees, praying for reprieve, on fire, in the depths of hell, just at rest, praying to get out to the resolution. You see how he got the sword a little different now? The sword is his power. He about to pull it out the stone. And then for the females, this is the butterfly queen. Isn't that beautiful? So glow ups everywhere. And I'm gonna say that again because what? This is called alchemy, glow ups. This was right behind the butterfly queen and the resolution. Now, as he pulls the sword out of the stone, this energy is going to change, right? To the hero. So it's the hero and the butterfly queen alchemizing together. Out of nowhere, out of the Hunger Games, comes several teams. And I'm going to say teams because it's not even couples. This could be a mother and a daughter. This could be just any two people who are locked into unconditional love that are allowing God and source the space to work through them to create energy that is going to create a renaissance of bright lights amongst the people when the rest of the world is going through a transition. That's the best way I can say it. The old has to burn away the same way it's going to do for these guys, for these masculine energies, in order for the new world to come in. And I'm not even going to get into what the new world is or anything. We're focused on the fact that the vibe I keep getting is love. It doesn't matter. And this is the ping I'm just getting when I'm chilling, when I'm sitting on my bed, when I'm in the shower. It's just like, what is love? I want to know what love is. Is it possible? And I have been listening to Show Me Love by Robin. It is an old song. Old. But this book of destiny is making me want to pull one more thing. This seemed rather thorough, and it should give hope to anybody who was like, what is going on here right now? Anything that is not a match for your healing or you in your heal space, or for you to link up with a partner who you are going to be able to match and reflect positively. This is power couple energy. These are power couples coming together. This is not a toxic thing, although they're going to try to throw in some toxic things or toxic people to test you, feminine energies. It is supposed to be a test of your gift of knowing better because there is one that is a match for that power couple energy. Everything else is just like a mirage. I heard. If somebody is too much of a reflection of what you want to see suddenly in a way that doesn't feel right in here, don't look at it what it is on the outside or like that. Stop and think about how you feel about it. And if you feel a little bit like, that ain't it. That's the trick. There are copies of your mate's energetic signature that they're trying to throw in there. That's what the bad guys do. And then while it's like Miss Agent Smith. Like there are a bunch of different copies that can turn at any time if you are about to pair up with the powerful person. So what is written in the book of destiny for these couples? Oh, they said, shut your ass up, Phoenix. So disrespectful. I swear I don't get my feelings hurt. No more. Like to the max. It can't be hurt more than when I pull the same card again when I'm asking a question. Like, wow, y'all said, didn't I just say that to me? How rude. So to become one, become a megazord up in, oh, I get it. Oh, that's lit. Yo, so when y'all come together, you get a dragon, y'all. So spiritually, as a team, y'all will be fighting in the big war. That's another part of why it's important that you come with your dragon. How to tame a dragon just popped in my head too. Hmm. Hmm. But union, transformation, coming together into union so that y'all can be fighters for God. These are people being hired. I just in the last video. So this is like a group of hiring videos. Some people are being hired to be in couples, to be representations of romantic love, platonic love, animal love, not that type of animal love. Oh my God, no. Like love for the animals, how to care for them, not eat them, that sort of thing. Definitely not to do other things to them. So this is a trap. What a time to be alive. Y'all can't tell me, just like on some real shit right quick. If you were to go watch a movie about a world that was being slowly descended into hell world, what do you think the soundtrack and the movies and stuff would sound like, right? And then think about how everything is working in our world right now. Isn't it trippy? I went on Netflix and I was looking at the top 10 movies and stuff like that. I was like, hold on. Like Lucifer's #1. Like we are in hell realm, y'all. Listen to the music. Look at the video games. Look at the people. Nothing's real. We are in the illusion. But something real is supposed to be the cure to the illusion, like to break other people out of their spell, to see things that make them uncomfortable and dig deeper. And for some people, seeing these couples or these people doing things that they did not deem possible or weren't deemed possible before. So this is businesses making money that nobody thought they were going to make business. People, that meek shall inherit thing. Anybody who jumps towards their dream is going to get it because it's a part of their inheritance. But it's going to look real wild from the outside that suddenly like a bunch of people are thriving and glowing up as a bunch of people who already had it start to topple. There's a shift that is playing out on the world stage. So I'm gonna end this with the ruler of the realm. I cannot make this up, y'all. The ruler of the realm. Whoever couldn't wait to be king, you are being called to the front. Everybody get in formation.